Hello folks, welcome back to another review and thoughts on. If you're new to the channel, thanks for subscribing, and I'm Johnny Raven. I do movie reviews, a little bit of stop motion. I'm actually working on a season finale of a series. The first part is almost done, surprisingly. I'm just working on the final scenes, putting them together, and then also waiting on a poster for it, which I can't wait to debut. But yeah, this movie is a sequel to the first Bad Nun movie, which I did a review again years ago. I did I had lots of videos on my channel, and then I deleted them all, and I transported them all to BitChute if you want to really check those old ones out. But because pretty much I already explained in the other videos probably. So the whole COPA thing with certain channel rules and that, and so I decided, you know what, take a break from YouTube and try to figure out what to do. But I'm back now, of course, but yeah, this movie is. I didn't think the first one would ever get a sequel, because I mean the way it ends. I was hoping the main girl would survive. What she does, because she turns up in the second one. And then she dies at the beginning. And I'm like, fuck you, movie, already. So, they pull Halloween 5. Or Halloween Resurrection. Choose your poison. But yeah. I don't know if it's written and directed by the same people. I mean, it's a sequel for sure, but at the same time, it's kind of its own, not its own thing, but it's like, it does reference, like, stuff that happened in the first movie, because it does talk about the events of the first film, and the guy spoilers, the guy dresses up like a nun and kills women. Because pretty much what happens, you find out back in the, I think, 70s or 80s or many years ago, there were nuns, a sisterhood of nuns in a church or a convent, whatever, and there were these young boys there, and I guess they abused them, they videotaped them and punished them, as they claim, punished them. And so many years later, you know, these boys grow up, and then they're with that stigma in their head, and I guess they're out for revenge against nuns or women. I guess just any woman they see is deemed evil. Just like how they portray men nowadays in movies. But yeah, so with that being said, the acting is whatever. I mean, it's not bad, but the character decisions are stupid, and one scene is like, what WTF, because, like, there's no way this guy, there's a scene where Lamar, because the movie starts out following the girl survivor of the last movie. I guess I guess it takes place, like, 4 years after the first one. So we're following the survivor of the last movie. She's trying to cope with what happened to her. At first, I thought this was a whole dream sequence. I really did, because the way it's filmed and the way it's shot and the stuff that characters do and the way it's edited, I thought it was a dream, maybe. But no, it's actually what happened to the girl. And so she's with her boyfriend, who I thought was a roommate. I don't know why, don't ask. But yeah, she's with him, and then it turns to nighttime, and then Bad Nun shows up and then just kills both of them. And then we cut to a family, our new people that we're going to be following. At first, when I first saw the first kill, and I remember the first movie, because they show footage of it, so can't really forget it. where the guy from the killer from the first movie, because they explain he's in jail, so there's no way he's doing anything. Because I'm like, how's he? I guess they can catch this guy, maybe, or maybe it's a copycat. Yeah, it's a copycat. Well, not pretty much, but you find out. Anyway, this new family moves in, a family of 3. Catherine, the young daughter, she's not really young, but she's like college age, I guess, or whatever. And then the grandmother, Pamela, and then the mom, who I forget her name. But it's 3 people that live in this converted church house or whatever. And stuff happens where the mom leaves and it's just the grandma and the daughter. And then they get a knock at the door with the bad nun. And then the nun leaves them cookies with bugs in it. And then the police is like, well, we can't really do much because she didn't really threaten you or try to hurt you. So, whatever. And then, so that doesn't help, because then the police guy explains the events of the first film. And so, yeah, the girl that survived the last film, she's dead for real this time. And, I sort of like the whole, they don't really go into town, they don't go into town at all. Because it's a low-budget film, so it's mainly I would say it's 3-location film. And they're all short and small. There's the home of the new family, and then there's this other family of 2, a dad and daughter, even though I swear I thought this girl was his wife or his girlfriend, because she looks just about around his age, maybe, if not, because he doesn't really look that old. He's maybe, late 30s, or, because he has, like, a beard, and she has, like, bags under her eyes, so I'm thinking maybe she's, even, like, when I first saw her, I thought that was his wife or something. I don't know, but nope, that's his daughter. I'm like, oh, I mean, okay, but, wow. So, they live across the way, around the parts, and then there's a church that they go to that's not really, I think that's from the first movie. So they visit that place a few times, and stuff happens where the nun keeps coming in to visit them, and then it's just stalking them, and then pretty much the movie, it all comes down to, the grandma's, because she's acting weird with her history and secrets. Then you find out, she was one of those nuns that did what she did with the boys. And then even at the end, she's like embracing that. Because at first, you think maybe she repents and she feels really bad for it. But no, because then when she's beating one of the killer guys, she's like back into her old self where you deserved it and you deserve to be punished or whatever. So then she goes ham on him, and then the granddaughter decides to lock her in the church and let her get killed at the end. And so it's not really shocking, but I mean the way she just lets her daughter die, like, because because pretty much because it comes down to like a Scream movie where it's 2 killers instead of 1. Which I think aren't all of them 2 killers. But yeah. It comes down to 2 guys that were one of those boys back in the day, I guess. They got whatever. And pretty much they want to take revenge. And I guess that grandmother's the last of the original nuns that did it or whatever. But then but yeah, there's a scene, anyway, I'm gonna rant for a minute. There's a scene where the mom, when she's trying to go save her daughter, because apparently, like, because the daughter leaves with an attitude, because I guess she finds out the grandma's secret, because she looks her up online, but then she doesn't say anything to her mom, she She just storms out with some girl who's the neighbor's daughter. And we sort of, I guess she's supposed to be into her. I guess we get the gist that maybe she's into her, or she might be, or something. Get just that she's into girls. Which I have no problem with, or whatever. But, you know, then she goes to their house, and the dad's dead, and then the nun shows up, and then has a tussle with the daughter, with the main daughter. She gets knocked to the floor, and the other daughter is the neighbor's daughter. She's just screaming. She punches the nun once, throws one punch, and then gets stabbed. I swear the nun stabbed her multiple times, but I guess she survived, because by the end, she shows up with the police. And I'm like, what? I thought you died. Alright. I mean, I didn't really care about her, because she didn't really know much about her, except that she didn't have a mom, I guess, and the other girl didn't have a dad, so, oh, we're bonding. Oh, and the reason this family's moving into this new country is because the dad cheated on the mom multiple times, and so she's trying to change her ways of not accepting that. Okay. Yeah, anyway, there's a scene where the mom, somehow they captured the daughter, even though she barricaded herself into the room upstairs, but I guess they broke down the door, I guess, because there's two of them, so. And then she wakes up in the car outside of her house, and the mom and grandma are screaming through the window, and then the mom wants to go save her daughter. But during this whole stupid cat and mouse thing, the mom literally is through. There's no way peripheral vision. There's no way you didn't see the mom standing in the kitchen, because one of the nuns, is standing in the living room sort of looking place. And okay, like the nun's right here, and then the mom's like over here in the kitchen. There's no way he didn't see her, and then she's breathing loud, so there's no way he didn't hear her. There's no way. I know that's a little nitpicky, but I don't care. It's my video, my channel. But yeah, that's stupid. The effects in this movie are lame, mostly, just like in the first film. Characters doing dumb decisions. And then the mom dies, because yeah, it wasn't really a shock to me, because I didn't care about her. I didn't really care about anybody in this movie, because everybody was doing dumb decisions. And the grandma's a loony and sleazebag, because she's still the same person she was when she did the crime with those kids. And the daughter survives, granted, but too little, too late. I mean, the daughter and the grandma get captured, and then the daughter she tries to play along with the two killers, and then she stabs the one, and then the grandma stabs the other guy, and then they run out the church, but then the daughter locks her in the church, and then the two guys kill the grandma, and then the daughter gets to the police outside, even though we don't see police, we just see the lights, but get the gist. And then the neighbor's daughter comes along, even though she died. She comes up running at her and hugs her, and I guess maybe the daughter will go a little nuts, I guess, because it stays on her for a bit of a long time during the end final shot, and then she closes her eyes, and then it cuts to black, and I'm like, fuck you, movie. I'm not angry or mad or offended at this movie, because I didn't care for the only thing I liked about the first one was the idea of a crazy. I don't know, it was creepy where the nun would knock on a door, and the way it was shot, I liked how it slowly zoomed in on the nun from behind. not like that. And it, she would knock and then say something, but then not. It was sort of like The Strangers, except Strangers were better, except the stupid character decisions. At least in the second movie, that's changed. But this movie, just like the first one, is not that good, if not at all good. Because it does the same old thing. It, get a knock at the door from the nun, and then she said a few lines that, make you question even to let her in. And it then takes a bit of a time to even answer you back. So it's like, yeah, I'm not answering that. I'm not letting you in either way now, because you're like taking 5 minutes to answer me back. So it's not like a text. Like, you're right outside and you can't just. This movie sucked balls. It's directed by 2 people. I don't know if it's the same people that did the first one. I would assume, because the way they reference stuff. I mean, granted, nice continuity with the first movie, so. I don't know. I mean, again, if you watched the first one with the ending the way it is, and then you go into this one thinking it's gonna be the main girl from the first one trying to cope with whatever, you're wrong. Because then, if you like that character from the first film, she dies in this one at the very beginning, doing terrible, stupid decisions. So, yeah. That was Bad Nun, Deadly Vows, even though it's said in the movie, The Awakening Nun, or Awakening Bad Nun or something. So I don't know what it's really called. I guess it's Bad Nun, Deadly Vows. But, okay, that's weird, because it's said differently in the movie. Anyway, that's my review and thoughts on this movie. It sucks. The first one is somewhat tolerable, but even that one's plagued with terrible decisions by the characters. That one wants to pull a Psycho. Well, really, both of them want to pull a Psycho, but